going to be looking at the Boss eBand JS-8 on the left versus the Boss eBand JS-10. Join me as we break down the pros and cons, the features, all the benefits of owning the Boss eBand JS-8 and the Boss eBand JS-10 audio player with guitar effects. When you get your Boss eBand, you get the owner's manual, a guitar cable, a USB cable to connect it to your computer. You get an RCA jack to connect it to external speakers, and you get some headphone cables to hook it up to your headphone set. The eBand comes fully loaded, basically just plug and play. Now let's go ahead and jam with the Boss eBand JS-10, check out some tones, check out some features, and wail. Let's go ahead and pick a drum track. We're going to go ahead and pick the Led Zeppelin style rock. This one sounds good. And the tone patch we're going to pick is going to be Corrosion of Conformity right there. There's Corrosion of Conformity. As you can see, I'm loaded with tone patches. So let's go ahead and try this one. Okay, let's go ahead and hit the song list, hit enter. This is how I practice and jam. Now let's go ahead and jam over the last track we just recorded and have some fun. And then we'll come back to it and layer it and layer it. Now let's go ahead and jam over the last track we just recorded and have some fun. And then we'll come back to it and layer it and layer it. To the first comparison, the only comparison of the Boss eBand JS-8 versus the Boss eBand JS-10 audio player with guitar effects processor. The Boss eBand JS-8 on the left has the Boss GT10 effects processor built into it versus the Boss eBand JS-10 has the Boss GT100 FX processor built into it. Both are fully loaded with a huge amount of guitar effects at your disposal. Now let's break down the features of each and go from there. Both Boss eBands use COSM technology. What that is composite object sound modeling. It's a technical innovation from Roland that combines a number of such sound modeling technologies to create new and unique sounds. So you have a huge amount of amps, cabinets, effects at your disposal to simulate the real deal. Both the JS-8 and the JS-10 combines the function of an audio playback device with a variety of popular Boss guitar effects. Again, the Boss eBand JS-8 has the Boss GT10 effects processor, while the upgraded version, the Boss JS-10, has the Boss GT100 FX processor built into it, all in a single unit. Just plug in your guitar and enjoy performing along with songs, either from your favorite artist or songs that you record. Jam along, play along with them while playing through great sounding COSM amp and effects. Now let's look at the delay in the Boss eBand JS-8. The delay features of the JS-8 differs dramatically over the Boss eBand JS-10. Let me demonstrate. Let's go into our delay. Here we have the standard single type. Here, I'll play something. Pan. Stereo. Versus tape. Another cool feature with the Boss eBand JS-8's delay, modulation. Erasing songs from the Boss eBand JS-8 is really simple. Simply go ahead and pick your song list. In this case, we're going to pick number 40. We're going to hit enter. Hit your menu button. And here is your list of options in the menu button. In this case, we're going to go ahead and erase. Hit enter. Are you sure? Hit enter again. That's erasing songs. Let's erase another song. This one I pre-recorded again. I don't need it anymore. Hit enter. Hit the menu button. Hit erase. Are you sure? Boom. Erasing songs of the Boss eBand is as simple as ABC. Another cool feature that the Boss eBand JS-8 has over the Boss eBand JS-10 is reverse delay. This is located in the delay options, but here's a tone patch that comes with the Boss eBand JS-8 called reverse delay. Let me demonstrate what that sounds like. That's missing from the JS-10. That is the reverse delay feature. That's pretty cool that for whatever reason it is left out of the Boss eBand JS-10. So that's another one for the Boss eBand JS-8. Another feature that is missing out of the Boss eBand JS-10, which the Boss eBand JS-8 has, is the octave divider. Let me demonstrate for you. See, these are the effects provided to you in the eBand JS-8. Here's the octave divider. As you can see, another effect missing from the Boss eBand JS-10 is the wah. Let's try out the wah. Let's go inside that and play with it. Now obviously here you will need your effect pedal to do that, but without the effect pedal you can do it here and make it up. So there are a lot of options for the wah on the Boss eBand JS-8, which for whatever reason this effect is not in the JS-10. One of the benefits of having the Boss eBand JS-8 and JS-10, it's a great learning tool. Take for instance this backing track, Rock Medium, Rock 1 in the key of D. We're going to play it, and we're going to modify the track, change the pitch, change the speed, all while keeping your guitar in tune. Let me demonstrate. Playing back the track is really simple. Here I picked an array of backing tracks that come built in the Boss eBand JS-10. Let's go ahead and pick this Rock, Funk, Rock 2. We're going to go ahead and play. Pretty simple, right? You can go ahead and jam along with that by just plugging in your guitar. But to make things different, let's go ahead and pick another track. Let's hit record. Now it's going to ask you to play or save the track. In this case, right now we just want to play it, and we recorded a portion of that track. Let's hear it. There is the track. Let's say I wanted to save that track. I just saved it. Let's go ahead and play that track again. It's going to loop. And there's the loop. So that's one way you can enjoy jamming along with your favorite tracks. Any song, WAV, or MP3 file, all your favorite artists, just go ahead and insert it. You can jam along with your favorite track. Both the JS-8 and the JS-10, you can use both with digital audio players, computers, and other devices to play sounds and more. You can hook it up to your computer, a CD player, a digital audio player, MP3 player, stereo equipment, you name it. You can also plug in a guitar, a microphone, or a bass guitar. Both the Boss eBand JS-8 and JS-10 allow you to save all your work with the enclosed SD card. This comes with both units. Now let's look at the features of the Boss JS-8. This was the signature flagship that came obviously before the JS-10. This has the Boss GT10 effects processor. When this came out, I believe in 2006 or 7, maybe 8, but when it came out in the mid 2000s, the Boss GT10 was the signature guitar effects processor at that time. Since then, the Boss GT100 came out a few years ago, and we're just waiting for that to be upgraded as well. So getting back to the Boss JS-8, this imports and plays audio files, both WAV and MP3. This has pitch and tempo control of imported songs, guitar mic input with dedicated input controls, headphones. So you can go ahead, take this anywhere, to the dorms if you're a student, travel. This fits in your backpack, your luggage. All you need is a cable, and just plug it in, and you're good to go. There's your guitar mic in, so you can plug in the microphone, sing along with your tracks, or plug in your guitar and jam along with your tracks. You don't want no one else to hear you from the speakers. Go ahead and just plug in your headphones and you're good to go in the privacy. No need to lug around big amps, cabinets, heads, cables, cords, pedal boards, nothing. It's all contained. You want to load up tons and tons of MP3 WAV files? Go ahead and load it up here. This acts as also like a portable stereo. Other features of the Boss eBand JS-8 has custom tuned speakers for powerful playback. custom preamp with 100 effects derived from the Boss GT10. Easy Tone function provides the ultimate ease of use, intuitive approach to sound creation based on graphic icons. So it just lets you do a lot of things in here. And we'll get into the menus and so forth. Also, there's 300 audio loop phrases on board for backing tracks, rhythms, and some including companion guitar effects pre-programmed to match those loops. So case in point, we'll plug in later. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and pick a genre. Right now we're in the rock genre. So that's where we want to go into, let's see, pop classic. Let's play it. And the key of A tells you what key it's in. You plug in your guitar, it's automatically going to select a tone for you. In this case, that would be the JB lead. So if we had this guitar plugged in right now, the JB lead tone patch would be over that song. Pick another song. Pop acoustic pop. It picked the stack lead. So we have this plugged in, the stack lead guitar tone patch we played. Let's try one more, give you an idea. There's endless and backing track. Ballad. Let's go ahead and do this one right here. That's in the key of G. Nice. Go ahead and jam along with your improvise. You can sing along with this. Plug in your microphone, plug in your guitar. If you pick this song, the track you would, the guitar patch you would have is called Wing Ballad. We would sample that. So this is already predetermined for you. So you don't need to look for a specific tone patch. They already selected the perfect tone patch for that perfect song. The Boss eBand JS-8 even comes in with a built-in tuner. There it is. Plug in your guitar, and it's in standard 440, and it will just go ahead and tune your guitar right then and there. The Boss eBand also lets you record and save your guitar performances, USB audio interface for direct links to and from PCs, play songs from your USB memory stick, and import your favorite songs from audio CD to eBand with included software. So this also works with software. It's built into it, and we'll get into that in just a bit. Now let's look at the Boss eBand JS-10. This is also an audio player with Boss guitar effects for jamming practice, with easy USB connectivity and much more. This one, however, has a 2.1 onboard sound system with integrated sub and built-in stereo speakers, providing superior full-range playback and sound. That is a big upgrade from the original Boss eBand JS-8. This has two inputs with individual controls and independent effects. What that means is if I plug in here, I can dial in any number of effects that I wanted to, any one of these. And if I had a student or another guitar friend of mine that wanted to jam along with me, they could plug in right here, and they would also have access to their own patch and guitar effects. So that I would have mine. Let's say I was playing in smooth lead, and this guy would plug in here, and they chose U2 Gloria. They're going to be playing the Gloria tone patch. So two guitarists, a bass player, or another singer can plug in together versus the Boss JS-8, where only one input allows you to play by yourself. This one is a huge upgrade in that two guitars can play. If you're a teacher, this is great for instruction. Again, because you can plug in your guitar, dial in your effects, have your student or friend or bandmate plug in their bass guitar, plug in their guitar, dial in their own tone patches, and together you can go again, start jamming, hit record, and it's going to record you guys jamming. That's great. A tool for rehearsal, for learning songs together. Again, you can extract the MP3 file, load it up onto your computer. You can even record CDs out of it. So if you wanted to, you can use this as a recording tool to record your CD album, your debut CD album. Again, the Boss eBand JS-10 has over 350 built-in audio loops. Look at the number of audio loops here. Again, every genre. is loaded with every imaginable genre, backing track, that you can just basically warm up, jam to, work on your chops. That's why this is a perfect bedroom unit. Now, can you tour with this? Yes, you can, because both of these allow you to hook up a foot switch, foot pedals, where you can switch effects on the fly as you would a pedal board. So we have presets with the foot switch. You can go back and forth. I don't have the foot switch because, again, I'm just by myself and I make YouTube videos. So for me, this is perfect. Any genre, country, rock, jazz. See, we got bass backing tracks right here. You can record that if you wanted to. Really sweet. See, right now it's off, right? Let's turn it on. See how easy it is to learn a song? Let's change the pitch. Isn't that good? Cancel. See? Remove the guitar. You can record yourself playing over that guitar chord. Let's hit stop. Now, if I wanted to save it, I could. And there's a track now. Let's say I would have been plugged in. I would have been jamming over that. Well, let's just go ahead and sample it for a second. This will work with any commercial song you have, YouTube, Van Halen, Dawson, whatever you want to do. Where you can cancel out Jordan Lynch's solo, cancel out a vocal. So let's say someone's singing all over a song. You don't want the singer. You can go ahead and do that center cancel. Remove the singer, put your microphone in there, and sing over where the vocalist would be at. Vice versa, remove the bass, plug in your bass. Yeah, now you're the bass player for the band. Plug in your guitar, remove the guitar out, now you're the guitar player for the band. So this is a great tool that no other effects processor, rack mount, pedal board has. Is this for you? I think it would be, because it's a great tool for practicing. And every guitarist loves to practice and play with their tones. Let's go ahead and erase. We're not going to need that track. See how simple it is? Doesn't that sound good? As indicated, the JS-10 can change the speed and pitch of any audio it plays in real time. Great for learning fast phrases or playing in other keys. If you're learning Ingve, Shred, Paul Gilbert, Andy James, and you're just flying, again, you can slow down the solo and learn songs note for note. How do you think I do it? I don't use this. I use my ear. But I don't play shred like Ingve and stuff like that. But this is a great tool for slowing down Paul Gilbert, Scarify, whatever you wanted to. You can lower the slow. Basically, you can slow the solo really, really slow, and then pick each note in real time, and still in key and still in pitch. Pretty smooth, huh? Again, the center cancel function allows -1 use of any audio. Superb, fully programmable custom effects based on the Boss flagship GT100 multi-effects processor. These are all your effects. And we'll get into the effects in just a second. Simple grid system for quick and effective editing. See? These are your amps, these are your compressor, these are your overdrive distortions, that's going to be your noise gate, your EQ. This will be all your modulations. We'll go into the features on both. and we'll show you the features that were left out of the Boss JS-10 versus the JS-8. There's a delay, reverb, and easy characterization. And the JS-10 records with one-touch operation USB audio interface. So when people ask you, well, what is the Boss eBand? In general, it's an advanced self-contained audio player with built-in effects. User adjustable speed, pitch, and content, center cancel of audio, play at different speeds and different keys. So you don't have to change or the tuning of your guitar or your instrument. Let the eBand tune to you. You continue jamming, record yourself. This is a great interface for that. Powerful built-in 2-1 sound system. This also has here, can you see that? A built-in subwoofer. The Boss eBand JS-8 does not have that. That's one of the main features why I chose the Boss eBand JS-10 and why I got rid of my Boss eBand JS-8. Because supposedly all the rage was that this sounded incredible. In person, this sounds amazing. I also have mine hooked up to a powered speaker. But this is a true stereo. It just sounds amazing. And this little subwoofer here adds, it just reverberates really nicely. So when you play your MP3 songs, it just really, really cranks up. When you play your custom guitar tone patches, it just shines more brilliantly than the JS-8. The JS-8 is still very capable of sounding as every bit as good, but the overall sound quality of the JS-10 is far better than the JS-8. But there's other comparisons and similarities that we're going to show you. And then lastly, this also has a USB port for song transfer from computer or interface to computer for backup and recordings. So again, this is very self-contained. You want to travel, taking off, going to school, dorms, whatever, camping, and you want to jam, but you don't want to bring along your amp. This is under 5 pounds. Again, just bring your cable, your guitar. If you're going to jam anyways, why not, practice in the privacy of wherever you're at and rehearse, practice. If you're on tour, you're traveling on a tour bus, whatever, this is great. You don't need to plug in a heavy amp, or this is all your effects. You can record yourself. So you want to write songs on the road, or something comes to you, immediately put it on record, record it, and now you have all your ideas stored here. This is how I, learn my licks. If something's floating in my head, I'll plug it really fast, hit record, and it's on there. And then I'll come back to it a week or 2 weeks later, it's still on there, saved. I'm like, oh yeah, let me add on to that, and then I'll use an idea from that. And you can transfer everything onto the computer. Now for comparisons, we're going to compare a preset of both units, the JS-8 and the JS-10, called Bluesy Crunch. And we're going to see how the menu items have changed to the Boss JS-10 and which effects and parameters were left out of the Boss JS-10 for whatever reason. Alright, let's continue. We are now looking at the Boss eBand JS-8 Bluesy Crunch. As we navigate the menu of the tone patch Bluesy Crunch, this is what it looks like. You have amp, overdrive, distortion effects. You have an EQ, you got your noise gate, you got your delay, your chorus, and your reverb. But and obviously your easy character. But that's where the similarities end. Let me demonstrate. Now we're looking at the Boss eBand JS-10, same Bluesy Crunch tone patch. Here, things look a lot different. You have the amp, compressor, overdrive distortion, noise gate, EQ, modulations, delay, reverb, and easy character. Now let's go inside and compare both features of all the effects. Using the Bluesy Crunch preset, which both the JS-8 and the JS-10 share, let's go inside and we'll show you the parameters and features that were left out of the Boss JS-10, which makes the JS-8 very unique and also very good. Let's go inside the amp. As you can see, there is the Pro Crunch setting for this bluesy crunch tone. Everything looks fine. You got your amp. Come over here to the right, you got your gain and your level. When you navigate through the menu, now you're going to notice the stark differences. Here's your bass, middle, treble, and presence. The Boss JS-10 has the same features. Go inside the amp. Here's your Pro Crunch. Here's your gain, your level. Here's your bass, middle, treble, and presence. That's where it ends. Let me demonstrate. The JS model, the JS-8 model, has these features that were left out of the JS-10. Let me show you. Bright, off, gain switch, the solo, and the solo level. These help you tweak the amp even more so than just your basic. On the Boss JS-10, you just have up to there. And then it goes into another effects. Here, it continues in the amp. So you have the bright, you go on or off. You have the gain switch. You have the solo switch. This is all for your tone and your solo level. You can make your solo stand out or not. Let's continue. And then, we're still in the amp section, correct? You have your speaker type, 1x8, 1x10, 1x12, 2x12, 4x10, 4x12. These are all your speaker types for your amp. Your speaker cabinet types for your amp. See, this is the feature that the JS-10 simply does not have. Let me show you. As you can see, after the initial amp, they share these in common: bass, middle, treble, presence. Here's your bright amp and your T-cup. After that, you're into the compressor menu. See, you got your amp, and your amp leaves out all those speaker types, the gain switch, the solo switch, and so forth. Going back to the JS-8, that's where it ends. We're still in the amp on the JS-8. Now you have your mics, your different mics. These are all your different mics that you can play with on the JS-8. Another feature that was left out of the Boss JS-10. Mic distance. Mic positioning. Mic level. So if you use this amp, you can adjust all these parameters under the mic. This is all under the heading of the amp. On the JS-10, all that is left out. Why? I don't know. When I had the JS-8, I loved it. I thought it was going to be incorporated on the JS-10 because it was an upgrade, but it was left out. Why it was left out, I have no idea. Now let's discuss the effects. The effects on the JS-8, the layout is different. Here you have the effects overdrive. You can see that. Let's get into it. And there you have overdrive distortion. You go inside of there. There you go. Here's your overdrive. Now these menus have changed. See? You got your clean boost, treble, blues, crunch, natural, overdrive, and so on and so forth. These are all your overdrive distortion tones. On the JS-10 model, here are your overdrive distortion tones. See how the layout's different? The other one, you're rotating one knob with the same parameters. Here you have different parameters and you can go inside of it. These are all your overdrive distortions. But you'll notice on the JS-8 some effects that are missing on the JS-10 that were left out intentionally. Here you have a wah effect pedal. Why? I have no idea. I love the wah. I have several tone passes using the wah on the JS-8. That was left out of the JS-10. We have the compressor. We both have the limiter. We do not have an octave divider. The JS-8 has the octave divider. The JS-10 does not. A good effect to have. Why it was left out, I don't know. AC Pro, I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, phaser, we both got the phaser, we both got the flanger, we got the tremolo, we got the rotary, and we got the univibe, and we got the pan. So the two glaring effects that were left out are the octave divider and the wah. On the JS-10, these are the effects that they supply. The phaser, the flanger, the chorus, tremolo, rotary, univibe, and pan. What's missing? The wah and the octave divider. Now the compressor and limiter on the JS-10 is over here. So the layout's a little bit different because these are your compressor settings, and then these are your limiter settings right there. So we still have that, but the glaring effects that were left out of the JS-10 were the wah and the octave divider. The noise gate, another feature that was left out of the JS-10 is the noise gate. When you enter the noise gate on the JS-8, you have the threshold and a release. In the JS-10, when you look at the noise gate, all you have is a threshold, no release. Where's the release? I have no idea. The EQ on the JS-8, pretty much it's the same thing, just the layout has changed. When you enter the EQ, these are the settings. You get the little graph right there. That's your EQ settings. And the EQ settings on the JS-10 looks like this. No graph, but the same thing. Also, it's easier to view on the screen, so it's got a better screen also. The delay. The delay is another feature that I loved about the JS-8 that the JS-10 does not have. Why? I don't know. See, we're already showing you a lot of the pros and cons of each unit. Both units are very effective. Both units are very good. Each are unique in their own ways, but I wish they would have incorporated all the effects of the JS-8 into the JS-10. Let me continue. On the delay on the JS-8, these are your settings. Look very carefully at those settings. Type, delay time, feedback with the effect level. What makes the delay on the JS-8 really good is this. You got your pan, you got your single, you got your pan. You got your stereo delay. Reverse delay, so you can have that reverse tone like George Harrison used a lot, where you pluck a note and the tone comes back reverse. Maybe I'll demonstrate that for you. You have analog delay. You have tape delay. You have modulation delay. Modulation, so you can do all the U2, the edge tones with this delay, so you have modulations. And you have high cut. Again, look at this screen. For the delay on the JS-8, you're loaded. Single, pan, stereo, reverse, analog, tape, modulations. I always think of the edge and U2. High cut. And then you have your delay time, feedback, and effect level. Let's look at the JS-10's delay. Here is the effects for the delay on the JS-10. You'll see it's a lot more skimpier than the JS-8. Here you just have the delay time, feedback, high cut, and level. What happened to the types of the delay? The analog, the tape, the reverse, the stereo. Well, this is already naturally in stereo, just so you know. But where's the analog? Where's the tape? Where's the reverse? Where's the modulations? Where's the single? It doesn't have it. So why that was left out of the Boss eBand JS-10 upgrade, I have no clue. So alright, we're encountering a lot of discrepancies and differences that the JS-8 has over the JS-10. I love the effects. That's why if I ever get another eBand, it would be the JS-8. Precisely because I have more room on the amps, playing with the speakers, playing with the cabinets, playing with the mic positioning and so forth. Whereas the JS-10 has none of that offered on the amp selections. On the modulations, here's a delay. I got one delay, stereo delay. It's still very good, very capable. I'm able to achieve everything I want to, but I'm limited in the fact I don't have the single, reverse, analog, tape modulations to play U2 type of stuff. So in that regard, the JS-10 is not as good as the JS-8 as far as the delay. Now let's get into the chorus. Obviously this menu looks very different than the JS-10. The chorus is right here. Here are the chorus for the JS-8. Again, the JS-8 chorus to me is better than the JS-10 chorus. The JS-10 chorus sounds better because of the speakers. So there's a big trade-off. You sound so much better It sounds so much real on the JS-10 versus the JS-8, but the JS-8 has mono chorus, stereo 1, stereo 2, minimum mild, and stereo 1 mild, and stereo 2 mild. Then you got your rate, depth, and effect level. Let's look at the chorus on the JS-10. To get to the chorus, I need to go into my modulations menu, and there's the chorus. See, now let's go to the chorus menu versus the JS-8. Here I have mono, stereo 1, and stereo 2. What happened to the mild stereo 1 and the mild stereo 2? I don't have that one. So there's two other stereo modes of chorus that I'm lacking on this chorus. Why was it withheld? Just put it in, but they didn't. Now I love my chorus. It's in stereo. It does everything I need it to do. But if the JS-8 had more features of it, more parameters of it, go ahead and throw it into the JS-10. That'll make the JS-10 that much more better and more valuable. But that's where they don't have it. And lastly, let's look at the reverb. The reverb, these are your reverb types. You got ambient, room, hall 1, hall 2, and plate. And then you got your reverb time, high cut, and effect level. Let's compare the JS-8 reverb with the JS-10 reverb. In the JS-10, the reverb has ambient, room, hall, and plate. What happened to hall 1 and hall 2? It's not in the Boss eBand JS-10. You're all telling me, how come the Boss JS-10 doesn't have it? I have no clue. You'd have to pick up the phone and contact Roland or Boss and say, what's up? But this unit is already a 2010 unit. And I believe the JS-8 came out in 2007 or 8, maybe 2006. But the JS-10 was a huge improvement as far as sound quality, additional speakers, better sound, the double input allowing you to plug in two instruments at the same time, allowing you to dial two separate patches, two different tones at the same time. You can plug in a bass, a guitar, a microphone, jam along, versus the single input of the JS-8. So there's both pros and cons. I've had both. I have two Boss eBand JS-10s. Will I sell one of my JS-10s? Possibly. And get another eBand JS-8? Very, very possible. I love the Boss eBand. I wouldn't mind owning a JS-8 just to have those other features to expand my tones and so forth. But again, it's your preference. I don't need two eBands. But when I had eBands, they should have incorporated everything from the JS-8 that was good into the JS-10 along with their new features. Not remove effects and cabinets and speakers and mics and positioning and so forth, because that was an integral part of the sound and tone that you want to get. Exporting and importing songs from the eBand JS-8 is very simple. Let me demonstrate. Okay, first let's go ahead and turn around the back of the Boss eBand JS-8. As you can see, here is where your USB connector would be. This is where your flash drive would be. And over here is where your SD card is. So to go ahead and export a song from the eBand to a flash drive, grab your flash drive, go ahead and insert it right back here. And there it is. Let's turn it around. Once you've inserted the flash drive in the rear, now let's go ahead and select the song that you would like to export. In this case, let's go ahead and pick out rock, bluesy rock. Hit enter. There's the song right there. You're going to hit menu. And then you're going to go down. You're going to hit export. Let's go ahead and hit export. We want to export the rock, bluesy rock to the USB flash drive. Hit enter. There it is. Now, to also import a song from the flash drive, follow these steps. To import a song using your flash drive, simply insert the flash drive with the menu options, hit USB memory, select the song you'd like to import. In this case, we're going to import The Secret. Let's hit enter. Use your menu button, look for import, hit enter. we want to import it into the SD card? Yes. Now it's going into the Boss eBand. Alright, let's verify the songs. Hit the song list. And there it is. Importing and exporting songs from the Boss eBand JS-10 is just as easy. Just a little bit different. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's insert the flash drive onto the rear end of the Boss eBand. Now we're looking at the back end of the Boss eBand JS-10. We're going to go ahead and insert the flash drive. That's it. Exporting tracks from the Boss eBand JS-10 to your flash drive is just as simple. Let's proceed. From the song list, these are all songs that I currently have. There's some docking crowds. I have a lot of stuff on my eBand. But let's go ahead and export song number 29. So what we're going to do is, let's say I want to give this track to another guitar player to record his solo over it, or rhythm parts over it, whatever. Just go ahead, hit enter, hit your menu button. See, menus are different if you're in the song menu. So here we go, we're going to go to export. So we want to give this song, we want to put the song onto the flash drive, and again, you want to send it to the flash drive, USB memory. You're going to hit yes, export, and there it goes. Depending how long the song is, it can be 30 seconds. It'll take however long, however big the file is. But see, that's a relatively short file, so it's pretty quick. Now let's show you how to import songs from a flash drive onto the Boss eBand JS-10. Importing songs from a flash drive to the Boss eBand JS-10 is just as simple. After you insert the flash drive on the rear, hit your song list, and you're going to go ahead and look onto the flash drive. See? These songs appear on the flash drive. There's song number 29. Let's say we wanted to import that into the flash drive. We're going to go ahead, hit enter, hit the menu button, song. You want to import it. In this case, we would hit yes, and then hit enter, and then the song from the flash drive would now be onto your Boss eBand. That's it. That's how you export, import songs from both the Boss eBand JS-8 and the Boss eBand JS-10. It's as simple as ABC, 1, 2, 3. So what's the final word on owning a Boss eBand JS-8 versus the Boss eBand JS-10? Both units are very powerful. Both units are self-contained. Both are audio players that can both play music files, WAV files. Both the Boss eBand JS-8 and JS-10 are loaded with features for the everyday guitar player. This is perfect for beginners, intermediate, as well as advanced and touring professionals. Which Boss eBand is right for you? They're both right for you. The Boss eBand JS-8 on the left has one input for a guitar or mic. So it's perfect for one guitar player to jam along, practice, rehearse, record, and play their favorite music. The Boss eBand JS-10, the upgrade, has better sound qualities, better speakers. However, it has two inputs, a guitar mic and then another input for another guitar mic. You can plug in a bass guitar, another guitar, or a microphone. The benefits of having the Boss eBand JS-10 versus the JS-8 is you can have, if you're a student, a teacher, band member, two guitarists, two musicians can play at the same time on the JS-10. Both guitar players can have their own separate effects, jam along, and record their tracks. If you're a teacher, it's great for your students. Plug in, go ahead and select your tone patch, whatever you like. And then the other student can plug in here. They can also select a different user tone patch. And then you guys can be jamming along and record yourself. So the benefits are endless with both the Boss eBand JS-8 and JS-10. Both are loaded with signature guitar effects from Boss Roland. Again, the JS-8 has the GT10 effects processor. Then the JS-10 has the Boss GT100 effects processor. The big difference in the effects though is that the JS-8 does have the JS-10 beat as far as effects. Chorus modulations, amp modeling, microphones, microphone distance, cabinets, different size cabinets and so forth. It has the octave divider, it's got the wah, you can change all the parameters during the wah. The delay, it's got various options of delay, whereas the Boss JS-10 has stereo delay, stereo chorus, and your standard amplifiers with bass, treble, mids, and so forth, and reverb and all that. Whereas the JS-8 gets really into speaker positionings, microphone positionings, cabinets, and all that stuff. So they're both equally as good. Each one serves different purposes. As far as the JS-8, one guitar player only, and the JS-10, two guitar players, two musicians at the same time. I like them both. I've had both. I used to have a JS-8. I now have two JS-10s. I can have either one. I love the effects and versatility of the JS-8. I wish those effects would have been transferred onto the JS-10. Why? I have no idea. I don't know if Boss Roland is going to make another upgrade from the Boss eBand JS-10 or if this is it. The JS-8 has been discontinued. You can't find used ones online for anywhere from $199 to up to $300, which would be a good price to pay for a used model. I believe they're still making the Boss eBand JS-10. I believe brand new those retail for close to $500. You can probably get a new one though for around the high threes, mid to high threes, low fours. The brand new Boss eBand JS-10s. Both eBands sound great. You can find them used if you want to buy used. I highly recommend them. Again, you can also tour with these. You can jam with these. You can plug these into an external speaker, and they sound brilliant. Thanks so much for watching this video. My name is Tony with Tony Fuentes TV. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave them in the link below. If you have any more questions on the Boss eBand, I'll be happy to address those questions in another video or respond to you privately if you like. I'm also on Facebook. The link is below. Go ahead and send me a friend request. I'd be happy to accept your friend request. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, again, thanks so much. I'm Tony Fuentes, and this is the review of the Boss eBand JS-8 versus the Boss eBand JS-10. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you folks real soon.